Richard. Good morning, Colonel, sir. Fan bright today. I hear down at the village, prices is picking up, and it's a big year for cotton.
And heroic, a charismatic superstar who leapt on the screen. Men wanted to be like him and women wanted to be with him. But in real life, he was complicated, longing for recognition as both an actor and writer. Devilishly handsome and charming, he was a risk-taker who flouted society's conventions and inevitably landed in trouble. For him, life was a series of adventures. Making movies was one.
Well, this is Colonel Braxton Beauregard Burlique'S the Fifth, adventurer, treasure hunter, swashbuckler extraordinaire, at your service, madam. Well, it's been a little bit of a while. I've been busy and had my own trials and tribulations, you know, the ex-wives, the troublesome children, and of course, you know, the stab in the back business partners on some joint ventures here, you know, in the cotton trade and my other various enterprises. So I've been very occupied as of late, but I'm glad to say that I'm now back, and I'm going to try to keep more of a bit of a regular schedule. And one of the first videos I wanted to do was, of course, my talk on Militaria review. What the hell happened? And that's a damn good question. And that's a question I don't really have the answers to. I just have a lot of questions and theories. And as you all know, Military Review, he came on the scene, I guess 3 years ago, the boy showed up and, well, he knocked everybody's socks off with his revelations about the rampant fakes. Everybody knew there was a lot of fakes in the military collecting field, especially among the Third Reich items. But I think what at least I found to be personally a big shakeup was the boy, well, he really pointed out a lot of things that, well, the emperor had no clothes on, and we were so taken, at least I was to an extent, that I wasn't recognizing some of the things. And, well, let me explain. You know, you go to these military shows for years and years, like I have, and you know, you think, oh, there's a big name dealer, and you think, well, he's got to have some, you know, he has some great stuff, and he's going to be, you know, it's all going to be original, authentic pieces, and then you find out that, well, you know, you connect the dots, and you realize, no, on contraire, that is not the case, that these are very blatant and just in-your-face fakery that maybe you didn't quite pay attention to like you should have, because, I think the main reason is you wanted to believe it was real, just like back in '83, the big scandal over the Hitler diaries. There were people, they wanted to believe that was the case, although at the time I did believe they were fake, because you know, none of Hitler's secretaries actually, I thought I'd lose my screen there, that they said he didn't keep a diary, and you know, over the years I've read quite a bit, and I realized, Hitler was sort of boy, he was too impatient to keep a diary, I think, unless he dictated it, which there's no one that could verify that. That's why I discounted the story. But anyway, I digress. You know, you go to these shows, you see guys like Whitman, and especially he does those videos where he'd walk around the shows and he'd say, "Oh, here's Walter," and he'd show all this stuff that Walter has, and then that was the thing. To me, Whitman was giving his endorsement of everything that Walter Kunstler was showing by just having him on there, and he never questioned the authenticity of any of that stuff. And there were other ones. You remember that old German guy? He's with the overpriced stuff. He'd get old silverware in, and all of a sudden, there's an AH on it or EB, and it's a Adolf Hitler or Eva Braun dinnerware piece, which I think if you add it all up, there's a lot more Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun dinnerware around than there was ever made. And then you remember the Blondie chair, that guy, it looked like it was made yesterday, and here's a chair, it was named after Blondie, and it looked absolutely brand new after 80 years. I mean, just crazy stuff. But that's the thing. Military Review came on, and what can I say? He upset the apple cart. He really led the way on exposing this fakery, and I just loved his videos. He'd set him up, and I'd knock him down. Well, actually, he knocked him down. I just kind of, like in professional wrestling, I'd kick the other wrestler. I was like the other wrestler manager. I'd go over there and give the cheap shots and kicks, while they're down. And he was quite an influence on the hobby. I mean, he was so prominent that he had International Military Antiques. Frankly speaking, I think maybe they gave him something because he did an interview with them, and I thought it was too nice. He was just too nice to those people for all the fakery I think they've been guilty of over the years. And then he brought up the champagne decal scandal, and why even Kelly Hicks, while he was so running scared, he even did an interview with Military Review, portraying himself as the good guy, though. He put all those fakes in those books, and he never gave any of us buyers of those books any, chance for him to do a revised edition. We trade the books in. There was none of that. So I still really don't have any use for that Kelly Hicks. I still, don't think much of him. I think he's kind of a fake fraud. But anyway, that was the greatness of Military Review. And he said he was receiving death threats and all these different things, and I thought he could really be big, and I was so disappointed when first, there wasn't any videos coming, and then now you go to his channel, they've got him where now he deleted all his videos. Everything's gone. There's nothing left, and it was, I'm very disappointed, to say the least. Very disappointed. Because he had his pulse on a lot of these things that, say, you or I wouldn't even be clued in. He brought up about the fake porcelain signs coming out of Poland. I learned a lot with that, and that I really appreciate, that information. And then just the funny things, the Adolf Hitler toilet paper that Whitman was selling, and Walter Kunstler, and I just feel that the boy, I'm very disappointed that either he quit or somebody got to him. All this is all gone now, and it's a shame. Now there's been speculation. Well, maybe somebody, the threats and everything else, and he got scared, ran like a rabbit. I thought he was made of sterner stuff than that. If you've never been threatened, your life's been threatened, well, you haven't lived, that's happened many a time. The old colonel's been threatened, whether it was over, somebody threatening, if I don't give them money, they're gonna infest my cotton crop with boll weevils, or there's going to be you don't play ball, Colonel, there's going to be trouble at the chicken restaurants. There's been a lot of, or the car dealerships, even the chinchilla farm. But yes, it's just been, life is like that. You're gonna, if you don't have any enemies, then what kind of life have you lived? Have you lived a docile life? But anyway, the boy, I don't know what happened. We could go over theories. Now, we do know this. He did say that he was from South Africa. So one theory is, well, perhaps due to that violent society they have down there, that maybe somebody did the boy in unrelated to the exposure of the military fakes. I don't know. That's one theory. Another theory is, well, perhaps he was paid off. I don't think so either. I think that I think these people would be too cheap to do something like that. Then another theory was, well, maybe he just was tired of the flack, sort of like when he interviewed that one guy who exposed the champagne decal scandal to begin with. The guy got a lot of, bad treatment by these people in the hobby, and he kind of just gave up. I'm thinking probably that might be the case. Or perhaps his wife, she didn't like all this negativity, and she says, hey, you better just stop all this. This is getting crazy. And, the old colonel enjoys a lot of crazy and maybe even a little bit of dirty, but, maybe this boy, he just, he didn't feel that way. And so he has, in the Sherlock Holmes stories, Professor Moriarty threatened Sherlock Holmes. He says, retire, sir, or there'll be consequences. And maybe that happened, and, and he ran like a, with his tail between his legs and left. I don't know, or lost interest. It's pure speculation. Then there was the theory, perhaps he had been kidnapped by, some bad people in the industry, and one theory was that, it was a crazy theory, I'm not saying it's true, that perhaps he's being held, I think that, and I'll dig the clip up, maybe put it in a future video, talking about maybe down in the cellar, perhaps, that Craig Gottlieb is down there with Whitman, and they're going through relics, sorting daggers, and then, somebody says, bring out the gimp. And unfortunately, under this theory, which I'm not saying is true and, not true, it's very wild speculation on my part, but perhaps, maybe the boy, maybe he's down in the cellar, and, well, I'll show you, maybe this is what's going on here, boy. We don't know.
Well, bring out the gimp.
What? You mean for the down in the cellar?
Well, I guess you just have to go wake him up now, won't you?
And that, then Gottlieb or somebody goes over there, and, we're sitting there, we're trying to get out of not buying the fake Olympic Hitler Youth daggers, and we're sitting there. And then what happens? We wouldn't pay the premium price. We question the authenticity of the pieces, saying we didn't believe that just because somebody showed up at a military show in East Germany, we're believing it. And then here comes Military Review under this theory. They're bringing Military Review out. And there.
What do you want? It's really early. Just 5 more minutes, please.
What, he has a pug? No, that's not the clip. That's not the clip I'm looking for, damn it. I clued that up, man. No, I think we would have... He's looking like this. Hang on here. He's on here. Wait a minute, they got him here. I should have planned this out a little bit. Now there. So there, supposedly that's Military Review there. And they got him in the gimp outfit. And now he's not going to make any more videos. They're just going to say, now we want you to count out these here daggers.
You keep an eye on this one.
But anyway, I mean, that's just pure speculation. Pure speculation on my part. What happened to Military Review? I will say this, Military Review, if you're still out there and you're not in the gimp box and down in the cellar, I think that you should reaffirm your manhood. And, you know, I don't know what his circumstances are, but I would love to see him resume production of his videos. See, where's my cursor on this thing? Ah, there we are. And let's see here. Yeah, I would love to see you do more videos, son. But that's the thing, boy. I mean, you opened my eyes up, and I just want to see you back like Batman, you know, come back. But I have a bad feeling he's not. So I guess he was an anomaly, sort of like, you know, in a way, a phantom, if you would. I don't know if anybody else is going to take up the mantle, but, well, the old Colonel's going to do what he can. I'm going to do a few videos, although I have to admit, it's not going to be as dramatic as what he had. But just, I'm an old man sitting here in the old manor house, you know, here, and I'll just do the best I can. So that's all I wanted to say, and at this point, I'm going to sign off, y'all. Well, this is Colonel Braxton Beauregard Burlique the Fifth, adventurer, treasure hunter, swashbuckler extraordinaire, at your service, madam, saying goodbye, y'all.